So, picture this, 5 cop cars tear down my road, SWAT team geared up like it's a war zone, a chopper buzzing overhead, all because I decided to rip up my own lake with an excavator. Why? Because Susan, the HOA tyrant who thought she was God's gift to Oak Ridge Estates, called the sheriff, screaming I was trashing public property and threatening folks. What she didn't know was I don't just own that lake, I own this whole damn county, every lot, every road, even her precious HOA office, and her 911 call was about to burn her world to the ground. Let me back up a sec. I'm Cole, living on a big well piece of Texas land my family's had since the 40s, way before Oak Ridge's McMansions and petty HOA rules took over. My grandpa practically built this place, donated land, set up the water system, wrote the deeds. The lake out back was his heart, where he taught me to cast a line, where I sat with my wife, Emma, planning a future for our kids until cancer stole her 3 years ago. But for months now, that lake's been a death trap, fish floating dead, their scales catching the sun like bad luck. I knew something was poisoning it, so I fired up my excavator to find out what, no matter who got mad. I'm 20 minutes in, dirt flying, when I hit something odd, concrete and PVC pipes, not natural, snaking into my lake. My phone pings, security cams spot 3 cars, rolling Yukon SUV and 2 sedans, all flashing Oak Ridge HOA stickers. Susan struts out, hair like a helmet, phone recording, her clipboard cronies trailing her. Cole, what the hell are you doing? She snaps, loud enough to scare the birds. You're wrecking community property. I climb down, cool as I can, and see the pipes busted, spewing sewage and chemical gunk into my water, stamp 2019. This wasn't a fluke, it was a 5-year scam. Morning, Susan, I say, flipping on my camera. Just digging on my land. Got permits. Wanna tell me why your HOA's dumping poison in my lake? Her eyes flicker panic, quick as a snake's tongue before she goes full Karen. This is vandalism. You're endangering 600 families. I'm calling the sheriff. She dials, smacking. Sheriff, it's Susan Wheeler. Cole's gone rogue, tearing up our water system, armed and dangerous. Sense what? Armed and dangerous. That jab, poking at my grief over Emma, just lit a fire in me. I pull out Grandpa's deed, the one that owns this town. Call whoever you want, Susan. Explain why you're freaking out over me catching your dirty secret. Sirens scream in no time, 5 cop cars, a SWAT van, chopper blades stomping like a bad movie. Susan's gloating, but then Sheriff Dan Harper steps out. Dan's family to Mephished with Grandpa, carried Emma's coffin. He scans the mess, my excavator, the pipes, Susan's social media circus. Morning, Cole, he says, brushing her off. What's going on? Susan dives in, all fake charm. Sheriff, he's destroying our water supply. He's unhinged. Dan watches her video for 10 seconds, hands it back like it's garbage, and turns to me. Show me. I hand him the deed, point to the pipes. Dan, this is illegal sewage, killing my lake, maybe the neighborhood's water. Susan no shake her face. Dan reads the deed's environmental rules, his jaw tight. Cole, this says if the HOA poisons the water, you take over everything. Susan's face goes ghost white. Call your lawyer, Mrs. Wheeler, Dan says, radioing for inspectors. Then Maria, the HOA's shy treasurer, slips me her phone, whispering, listen to this. It's a secret HOA meeting, Susan's voice code, fixing those pipes cost millions. Let it slide, we'll pin it on the county. My blood's boiling. This isn't a mistake, it's a crime. Susan doesn't quit, though. 2 days later, a notice hits my mailbox, emergency HOA meeting, mandatory, to stop community threats. She's rallying the mob. My lawyer, Nate, a scrappy small-town guy, smells blood. She's gonna demonize you, Cole, but we've got the deed and Maria's tape. Let's fight. The meeting's a pressure cooker. 200 neighbors jammed in, Susan up front like a TV villain. Cole's ruining our lives, she cries, showing doctored excavator photos, hiding the pipes. He's crashing your property values. The crowd turns nasty. You not since your wife died, Cole. Why wreck our water? I stand, pulse racing. Susan's lying. Those pipes are poisoning your water. She's known an idiot. I raise my phone to show proof, but Maria jumps up, trembling. He's right. I recorded her. She plays the tape. Susan's voice, admitting the cover-up. The room erupts, not at me, at her. You're poisoning us. What else you hiding? Susan bolts, muttering to her minion, Plan B. Now. Plan B slimy. She bribes families $500 checks with petitions to smear me as a menace. By Monday, she's got 70 signatures and a lawsuit, claiming I'm a danger. Nate's grinning. She's panicking, Cole. We've got her. He dug into the HOA's finances. Susan stole $3 million in fake projects to pay her son Brandon's gambling debts, using the neighborhood as loan collateral. She needs your land to bury the fraud, Nate says. You win, her scam collapses. We counter environmental crimes, fraud, conspiracy. Then my house gets hit. Someone steals my laptop, all our evidence. I'm gutted until Maria calls. Cole, I got video. Brandon broke in, Susan picked him up. Her footage is gold, Brandon sneaking in, Susan's voice, got the laptop. Yeah, but he's smarter than we thought. Checkmate. Here's the twist, Nate learns the judge, Clara, was Emma's college buddy, quietly watching Susan's lies. In court, Nate's a maestro. Maria's video plays Brandon's break-in, Susan's scheming. Then an FBI report lands, my lake samples prove illegal dumping, sparking a federal case. Clara's eyes burn. Mrs. Wheeler, you're under arrest. Conspiracy, obstruction. Susan scoffed, Brandon too, right there. Susan whispers as she passes, you won, Cole, but this is revenge, not justice. Her words haunt me. Was I honoring Emma or just out for blood? 6 months later, Oak Ridge is alive again. The FBI nabbed 10 HOA crooks, recovered $2 million. Maria leads a fair council. The lake's crystal, a bench for Emma shining, for shared dreams. Kids fish, value soar, and I'm just a guy who kept going. Susan's on parole, selling insurance, clueless when I took her call and wished her luck. At our community barbecue, I gave the land back, saying, keep it real. The cheers felt like Emma's smile. Susan called it revengeous justice, just a fancier name for it. What do you think? Did I cross a line, or was this what truth demanded? Drop your stories of fighting corruption below. I am reading them all.